So, what could you tell us about this workshop? The workshop, again, I would like to read the name of your workshop. Is Enhance Your Resilience to Thrive in Uncertainty. And nowadays, just like the whole situation is the time of uncertainty.
Yes. I'm actually thinking of renaming it the three keys to inner keys to resilience, but
okay.
That doesn't. But okay, doesn't matter.
Yes,
It's still early. It's still early days. What was the question?
My question.
I forgot.
You sent me some of your stuff about this workshop, and for me, the workshop was there. Seems absolutely fantastic. Could you tell us about the goal of your 5-hour workshop and what
Okay.
participants of your workshop learn
Okay.
from
Well,
you?
So I am also a corporate trainer. That is that I actually work inside a multinational company, giving training, and I took note of the fact that when the lockdown came, our company and other companies very quickly shifted in their learning and development staff, and we won't go into it. Anyway, there was a shift within the learning and development that an emphasis was made on resilience. Our company came up with several different methods of delivering different kinds of resilience training. For instance, I have done a few sessions online with a regional call all the way from Mongolia to Poland, from Lithuania to Afghanistan, that people were like 60 people on the call. And I was teaching mindfulness meditation, or the last time, actually a week ago, I gave a session simply on breathing, is like using different breathing patterns for either energizing yourself or de-stressing yourself. So I saw that this was going on in the corporate world, that and it occurred to me that this should be something that people should have access to privately as well. People who are entrepreneurs, or people who are still students, or people who work in companies who aren't delivering this kind of training to them. And the goal is basically for people to be able to live more purposefully. Because I think the situation that we're in, this rolling crisis, is one of its worst effects is all of the uncertainty that we're dealing with. We have no idea. For instance, I'm not even certain this workshop's going to happen. You know, that it's the 12th of September, and you're hearing in the news that no, there are more infections here, and they're going to lock down that border there, and you just have no idea. So this is the goal of this is to make people more stable and more calm, and to be able to follow their own vision of the future, to find their own track so that they can continue heading somewhere no matter what kind of chaos is going on in the world.
And could you tell us about the structure of the workshop? So I see that you have 3 sessions. The first session is about body, the second one is about mind, and the third one, of course, is about soul. Could you talk a little bit about each of your sessions.
Yeah, so I have been a practitioner of body-mind disciplines since I was in my 20s. So that's 40 years. I've done different martial arts and Tai Chi and Qigong, and I have a black belt in Aikido, and I've found a common thread that goes through all of them. And the first part of the workshop, so it's going to be body, mind, and soul. So the first part is body, where we are actually going to do physical exercises accompanied with certain kinds of breathing techniques. And the idea is to learn to feel energetic and to feel stable in situations of conflict. So we're going to be doing some martial exercises, but I don't want people to get scared away. People are like, oh God, martial arts, people are going to be beating on me. It's like, no, it's basically going to be things like pushing on people, on each other, and pulling on each other, but learning to use these movement and breath techniques so that you still feel centered, that you're not pulled out of your own consciousness and becoming a victim to someone else's consciousness. So that's the first part.
Just one second. A few years ago, I read the book. It was about Aikido and conflict solving. Very interesting. I'm sure that you're familiar with this, and it's just like give a lot of examples with it. Aikido, how you should do it in the direction that, for example, you do not you are not really in this conflict. Somehow, how you can leave this conflict, and many other interesting things. I myself, when I was doing my first university studies, it was very long time ago in the Soviet Union. I did for about 3 years. I did karate, and I really liked doing it. And after a while, karate was banned for a couple of years in Moscow, and I was very disappointed. Okay, and the second.
So that was body. The next part is mind. I am a certified meditation teacher, and the first part will be about meditation, and I will do various variations on the basic mindfulness theme. And then the second part of that is going to be about visualization. Visualization is something that people have talked about a lot. It's something that's was made popular by the New Age. The problem being that a lot of people don't really understand how visualization really works, and so they don't get results, and then they figure, this visualization stuff is all a bunch of crap. But there are key elements of how to do a successful visualization that I will teach. I will go through the steps, and part of it involves what people don't realize is, because the word is visualization, they think it's all simply about pictures in your mind, but it's also equally about your other senses, and it doesn't work unless you learn how to engage your emotions with it and make your emotions be the driving motor behind the visualization. So that's the mind part. And then the soul part, I'm going to lead people through various exercises in which they will explore their own lives and rediscover and re-examine times in their life when they were the happiest, or when they were the most active, when they felt the most engaged in life, and they felt the most alive. And we'll use various techniques for understanding what it was, what you were doing in that point in your life that was expressing your true inner self. And because when we are expressing our true inner selves is when we are the happiest always. And then from that to begin to devise a plan for how to move into the future doing the things that come from your soul and not from what other people are telling you should do.
This is fantastic, fantastic. I have a certificate in NLP or neuro-linguistic programming, and I myself have taken part in a number of workshops. And our psychologist and NLP teacher, for example, a few years ago, gave us technique when he calls it the place of strengths. When you imagine yourself when you are very, very strong, and you imagine yourself in the past, and something fantastic was happening to you, and you just were maybe the happiest or some of the happiest versions of yourself. And I have a number of such moments and a number of such places. And one of such moments was, of course, when my daughter was born. It was the most fantastic time, especially when I was shown her. And another one was when I learned that I was accepted to university. So I was 17 years old at the time. It was Moscow Lomonosov University, and I remember it was my father and me. We went to the university. There was no internet, no mobile phones. So we were told when exactly we should go, and there were some lists on the walls of the university. And I remember how happy I became when I saw my name. And my father was with me, so he said that he should be with me. Either I know the most fantastic truth, or either I learn something terrible, that I was not accepted to university. And imagine, I started jumping. I was so happy. And very frequently, for example, in life, when sometimes I don't know if I will manage to do it, or if I will succeed or not, I think about that moment. And you're so right that you're using this technique. So I think about that moment, and it helps me. And such a moment. And visualization, actually, what you have mentioned, we also use it in coaching, because I have also a degree in coaching. And in coaching, just like imagine your best future, and you just imagine it. When your client starts talking about the best future, you see the eyes, you see that the body is very different. So the eyes, the sparkle, and so on. Yeah, it's just fantastic. And where will this workshop be delivered?
This will be at the D18, which is a co-office space near. It's in the central in the central district.
I know. Yes. Yes. Okay. For me, it's very strange to pronounce the name of the street.
Deshepi.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Or no, it's not D18. It's D13 or.
I don't remember. Last year, I went to a couple of workshops there. And I also had a number of my own workshops there.
Yes, this is part of a series of workshops that are called You Unlimited, which are run by Alex McIntosh. And the You Unlimited workshops are all self-development workshops. They've had him. He has sponsored and run workshops on identifying goals, The last workshop they had before the lockdown was a creativity workshop run by an English novelist, and so it's part of a series of self-development workshops.
Fantastic. Actually, last year I went there first time, and it was the workshop which Alex had together with Jackie Das. So it was on goal setting, and I like that place very much. And afterwards, for about 1 year, I had my own workshops. They were also in English on self-development.
Yeah, it's a very comfortable space. It's a very comfortable presentation space, and there's a cafe in the front of the building, and there's a library, and because it's a co-working space, there are also lots of little nooks and crannies with overstuffed chairs and couches to go hang out on and have conversations with. It's a very comfortable, very, very good space to have a workshop like this.
Okay. Theo, what would you like to say at the very end of this interview? Any wishes? Not to me, but any wishes to people who are going to watch us?
I'd just like to say that don't let yourself be scared off by the feeling that you won't be able to do any of these things, because that's why we have workshops. You're there to learn. And I've been a trainer for a long time, and one of the things I pride myself on is being able to break things down into small pieces so that people can then take them and put them back together themselves. The aim is to give people a set of practices. I'm going to give you a set of practices that if you follow these practices, or even part of the practices, it will have a beneficial result on you. I want to give hands-on knowledge, not theoretical knowledge. We're going to practice things, and there's going to be opportunity to discuss your experiences after practicing them, and especially the part with the movement. A lot of people are a bit afraid of things that involve movement because they think, oh, I'm clumsy, I'm not graceful, and it doesn't matter in the least. You will have a good experience, and you will feel better in your body after you have done it.
Theo, thank you very much for your interview. I wish you to have the most wonderful workshop.
Thank you very much, and I hope you continue having interesting interviews.
Thank you. Thank you. The next one will be with Alex, just in a few days' time.
Okay.